What's up everybody, it's Alex from ASC. It's been 2 weeks now since I posted, so I wanted to make a video because we haven't discussed anything in a while. So hope you all had a good Christmas and a happy new year. What's going on? Well, shop has been crazy. Lots has been happening. Lotus stuff, Snap-on stuff. I've missed you guys for 2 weeks, but I've actually missed my Snap-on dealer now for 2 weeks. He came just before Christmas and I was proper balls deep in a job, so couldn't stop to be able to speak to him. And we just turned this radio down because I've just noticed something that YouTube are going to be sniffing. So yes, so I missed my dealer for 2 weeks. I haven't had a visit. He's obviously been doing the rounds, Christmas time, you know, getting everyone presents and things like that sorted, but I've kind of missed him because I've been busy. And then last week, you know, it's that silly season when everything's just a bit crazy. So what have we got going on? Well, obviously the Lotus parts have arrived. So what I'll do is I'll just spin you around and we'll just show you some stuff on the Lotus. So these are, excuse the mess, but this area is not needed to be clean. These are the old pistons that were in the V8, obviously which show the damage of the bearings, the shells. All of this is, you know, stripped and going to be, well, not binned off, I'm going to keep them. And then I've started rebuilding the new forged pistons and the liners, obviously new bearings, new rings, new caps, everything. So there's the forged pistons in the end. They've got like a little ceramic kind of coating on the top of them. That's why they're gold. But a lovely, lovely bit of kit. And what's going on with the chaser? Well, you know about the accident damage that we had. I mean, it wouldn't be my life without a saga, would it? Let's be honest. So basically, just before Christmas, I had obviously the accident on the 13th. And then another accident where the guy reversed into the car on the 30th. We toed and froed with the insurance companies and it went on forever. And it seemed like an absolute ball ache of a task. But basically I was dealing with a company called Northern Assessors. And what they basically did, they came out and inspected the vehicle, agreed with me, you know, I wasn't trying to pull a fast one. The damage was the damage on the car, you know, it's heavy on the front end, the wing and everything else. They basically said to me that if I, you know, continue to try and sort the thing out myself, what I may end up doing in the long run is kind of shooting myself in the foot, and I might not get my money back on the car for the bits that I'd order in from Japan and do whatever. So I let them carry on with it. Well, basically, stop saying basically, Alex. What happened, the 3 or 4 people that got involved with it. I've been dealing with my insurance company. They're kind of third party. What would you say they are? They're kind of like a company that deals in, you know, getting your hire car, getting your car booked into the body shop, sorting out the repairs, this, that, and everything else. It's kind of a middleman, which I detest in a sense because it's why insurance is so high. There's no need for them to be there. That's what your insurance company should be doing. But there's obviously, they're having a middleman and, you know. So everyone's got involved and it's got really out of hand. Well, what basically happened, vocal vi, what happened was I received an email from a company called CoPlus and they basically said, would you accept an offer of 4,100 and something odd pound for the damage to the chaser? And then obviously you can sort it out yourself. Well, I'm in the car game, so yeah, why not? It's always minus the VAT because obviously the thing has not been sort of paid for. So you take it or leave it. Well, I was happy to take it because it will, you know, get the bits I need ordered from Cunnies. We can get the car into the body shop and then obviously all these bits on the floor. I said obviously again. All these bits on the floor can get painted, repaired or whatnot, replaced, go on the car. So I accepted this offer. It's been a while since I've heard from the insurance company, so I chased it up again today. And what's happened between the 2 claims, someone's got confused somewhere down the line. They haven't realised it's actually 2 accidents. And what they've done is they've sent the original insurance company who would, whose person hit my car. They forwarded them on 2 quotes. So obviously one is for £1,500 worth of paint and repair, and the other's for £3,000 or £4,000 worth of parts, obviously, because it's all the Cunnies kit. So they've basically now rejected that offer and kind of gone through the process of, we need to investigate this more, because they think I'm trying to pull a fast one, or there's a miscommunication between the insurance quotes. Well, I get that. What they're going to do is that they've said they're going to go and investigate the lady who hit me. They're going to go and have a look at her Polo and inspect the damage and see if that's comparable with the price of the repair on the Chaser. So I said, well, how is that working with the insurance company? And he said, what do you mean? And I said, well, if a 250 quid banger runs into a Ferrari, the banger's going to have 40 quid worth of damage, because it's going to be bolt-on parts from a scrapyard. But if you smash up a Ferrari, obviously the price is going to be thousands. So they're trying to look at something comparable to the damage of one car to the other car. Doesn't really make much sense. I think that's a bit ludicrous, but it's what they're going to do. So I've got a whole fire on a minute. The assessors have already been out and looked at the car, and they've agreed with me that I'm not trying to pull a fast one. And they've said, what we're claiming for is the damaged parts. We'll completely back you up and say that, this is the bit that needs replacing, and so on and so forth. So I'm just kind of waiting on them chin-wagging and wasting more money and doing whatever they need to do. But in the meantime, I kind of stripped the Chaser down. I got it up on my little ramp. So it's up in the air at the minute, so I can sort of take everything off. I'm not going to drive it, obviously. I said I wouldn't over winter time. I said obviously again. Not going to drive it over winter time because I don't want the salt to get into the car. It is actually, even under the kit, although it's a bit dirty, this is just mud, but there isn't actually any rust on it. It is quite nice and protected. So while it's up in the air, I can do a bit of routine maintenance and stuff like that. I am redoing the boot build in the back, so all the cabling and stuff will come out of it from the kicker. Bits and bobs. The back end is going to get repainted, along with the skirts, bumpers, and other bits and bobs. Oh, and I put a new spoiler on it. This is the Type 2 wing for the Chaser. It's quite cool. So it's the like a proper. I mean, it may look a bit Billy Boy, but it's not. It is actually the right spoiler for the car. So that is the Mark II JZX Chaser wing. I've got little tape bits just covering the standard holes because I had to make more for where this sits on. But it kind of goes well with the black and the white. It's got a aluminium blade on it, but yeah, with the black and the white, it kind of suits the car. And it's got some really nice angles, so when you look down the car, it all kind of folds in with the edges quite nicely. And it'll work quite well, I think. Should be good for at least 180 mile an hour before it flies off the back and goes through someone's windscreen. What else? Snap-on stuff. I've had in our garden at home, we had some weird weather over Christmas time, a bit of wind and sort of the tail end of a storm, I think you would call it. But it basically blew down the fence, and I took my tools home to do a bit of a repair job on our fence, putting up some new panels so the garden sort of remained secure. And one thing I was not particularly happy with, actually, and I'm going to raise this with Jody when he comes back and sees me, my bit driver set. Now, all my tools, they do get used, all right? But like these, I feel there's no excuse for having dirty tools or lost tools or anything like that. You spend the money on some really expensive equipment. You've seen my previous videos, you look after stuff. Excuse me. So, yes, it's shiny. Lots of people say, oh, it's a bit of a trophy box. No, it does get used, but I do actually take care of it. One thing that's kind of peeved me a bit is this did not get wet. It was obviously in a damp atmosphere, as in like it's cold over here at the minute, but it wasn't freezing, so it was kind of between, I guess, 5 and 10 degrees Celsius. But look at the state of this. Look how brown and rotted they are. So they haven't been wet. That was literally like half an hour out in the cold while I rebuilt the fence. But they are, see them? They're not silver anymore. They're all speckled with rust. Now, I am a Snap-on super fan. I do love Snap-on stuff. But there are certain things with Snap-on at the minute that are griping me. And their quality seems to be going up the shitter. So I wish they'd sort this kind of stuff out, because you spend a lot on their tools and you don't expect things like that to happen. I don't expect things like that to happen. And it's not even like I use and abuse my tools. I do take care of them. But that kind of rust, you can see the colour of them. That is not good. Not happy at all. So that'll need to get sorted. But I think that's about it. Haven't really got much else to talk about other than, Chaser bits and Lotus bits all sort of starting. I've got a busy winter ahead, because I'm going to be doing all my own projects as well as, customers' work and things like that. And then we can get this thing on the road. Start enjoying it again, because it's been far too long. But that's about it. So I'm going to sign off there, and I hope you have a good Christmas, New Year's. I hope everything went well for you. And I will speak to you hopefully Tuesday. Where are we now? I don't even know what day it is. Thursday. No, it's Wednesday today. I will speak to you Tuesday next week, if I can. If I wake up in time. What's going on with that? I will speak to you Tuesday next week, hopefully with Snap on Tuesday. Take care, guys. See you soon.